Hello everyone, I'm RecV5,
And I am Sandman99.
and welcome to Diablo 1 PC playthrough.
Yeah, this is going to be a solo.
Yes, it's going to be a solo for me, but it's also starting in the middle of a hardware failure thing here. So, Sandman99's graphics card failed, and we had to set this recording up ad hoc on my machine because of that, which is why we might sound a little different. And my machine runs Linux, and we're running the OG Diablo one here. We're actually running the GOG version. I have the CD version as well, but I bought the GOG version to support the whole idea of DRM-free gaming, right? But, you know, we're playing the GOG version.
Yeah.
And, of course, we also have that classic Linux direct draw bug, where you can tell what menu item I have selected based on the menu item that I don't have selected. Now, this is just a quirk, a Linux quirk. The game will look perfectly normal once we get into it. But we're actually going to play multiplayer mode because the monsters are twice as tough in multiplayer mode. And you get to respawn in town if you die.
Oh,
But you don't get to save.
I thought you were playing solo.
I'm playing solo, but I'm playing direct cable connection as if I was hooked up to a serial cable with myself.
Oh. Okay. So are you controlling more than one character at once?
No. Actually, you know what? Maybe I should play this on the LAN mode, because then I could take one of my, like, old shitty laptops and connect it to this game so that I don't have to run this desktop 24/7 if I decide that I don't want to do that. So maybe we'll do that. Oh no, I can't do that because I don't have the networking set up. So we have to do direct cable connection. We're going to have to do it 4 levels at a time. That's just the way it is. I already got some characters here from, like, leftover when I was last playing. But we'll start a new character here. And I guess this character is going to be, I don't know, a warrior, because I was speaking to one of our longtime viewers of the channel, Vix, and Vix wants to see a warrior, so we're going to do another warrior.
Siegfried.
No. I give everybody, like, a name based on, like, my username, and then W for warrior, or R for rogue, or, like, S for sorcerer.
Oh, okay.
I'm, like, super methodical like that, and super uncreative. And also, it's important because you can add in, like, numbers to your name in Diablo 1. You can't do that in Diablo 2 because Diablo 2 sucks.
Oh.
And so we can choose a difficulty here. We actually can't choose, I think, Nightmare or Hell right now because you need to be level 20 to do Nightmare and you need to be level 30 to do Hell. But there's a bug in single player where you could enter a game on Nightmare or Hell in multiplayer and then exit and go straight to single player and the difficulty carries over.
Oh.
So you could start like a level 1 character on Hell difficulty if you wanted to.
Just play the damn game
Yeah,
normally.
you could. You could. But anyways, we're going to get started here.
I must say, this is a much better looking picture, even though I'm looking at a much smaller screen. You got, like, with the looks of it, like a 14-inch Lenovo CRT as your...
Yeah, it's a 1080p CRT, actually.
Yeah.
So
It's quite small screen, and I'm sitting 6 or 8 feet from it, and I can still see pretty clearly what's going on.
it's a very good screen with very good color quality.
Yeah.
It's probably the one of the best displays of its type that I've ever seen.
Sometimes the oldies are best.
That's
eh?
right, yeah. Well, and I just have it because I used to have a 4.3 1080p LCD monitor there, and it died, so then I whipped out this CRT. In fact, actually, I got this CRT secondhand off somebody else, so I wouldn't have to spend the whatever dollars on a secondary monitor.
Yeah.
I'm that lazy. But anyways,
It looks to me like it was a good idea.
I absolutely think so, yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, you should see what old arcade games look like on that thing.
Oh, they probably look awesome.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, CRTs definitely have amazing picture quality, they do.
Yeah. I sometimes still miss my my old Sony TV. But things get old and they die, and if the technology is old enough, then you can't really replace it with anything either, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
So anyways, what I did here is I just went and bought myself a whole bunch of equipment from Griswold. He had this Armor 7 cloak and this Armor 4 skull cap, and then this Armor 4 buckler. And I'm kind of going to keep that around because this Armor 3 buckler, well, I'm going to use it for the first few levels, but then it's going to run out of durability. I'm going to have to throw it away, right?
Yeah.
So the Armor 4 buckler makes sure that I have a shield after that. And so what I'm going to do...
there's the dead guy.
Oh, yeah, we got the dead guy this time. You know, that's because we're in multiplayer now, so we're always guaranteed to get him.
Oh.
And we're not going to talk to him. We're just going to go down.
You're going to let him lay there and suffer forever.
Yep. Hey? That way he doesn't die. So, just so you know, we have the gamma turned up kind of high. Hopefully that doesn't come through too strongly in the recording. I guess I could always darken the recording after. But the LCD monitor that I'm playing on is very, very dark. So I actually have to have the gamma that high in order to see.
It looks pretty good on the CRT anyway, really.
Yeah.
It's very clear, and it's much lighter and easier to see things than the console game that we were playing on my computer, like with the sound, with the capture card.
And of course I can also adjust the gamma settings on the fly to make them darker or brighter.
Yeah.
But we'll see how they look here. Again, this is kind of like an ad hoc thing, right? My monitors aren't anywhere near as nice as Sandman's are.
Well,
like,
mine are both newer, I think.
Yeah,
right?
yours are both like your primary one is like 5 years newer, and then your other one is like still like 5 years newer than this CRT. So like,
yeah, that's the one that I watch TV on. Actually,
yeah,
it has an okay picture for watching TV.
But yeah, all of my stuff is basically like recycled junk except for the desktop.
Yeah, I was very disappointed today too, though, because I went to do my workout today, and I thought, well, it's Sunday, so there must be football on, right?
Yep.
There's no football on today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I had to watch golf instead.
You don't even watch golf.
I know. And I know why, too.
Oh, really? You found it hard?
It's boring. Golf is boring. Like, my God.
No way, I love watching golf.
I don't know how you can watch golf.
I watch it 24/7, man.
On purpose. It's just
all
like,
the time.
It's just like a guy I used to work with who was a big baseball fan. And he kept talking to me about baseball games and all that. And one day I told him, you know what? Occasionally when I decide I need a good nap, I'll turn on a baseball game, right? And, you know what? I'm sorry, but, you know, it's just... Maybe I don't understand the game or all the intricacies and all that kind of stuff, but it's just really boring to, you know, you watch the pitcher stand there and he stands on the pitcher's mound holding the ball behind his back and in his glove, and then he spits a couple of times, and then he nods at the catcher, and the catcher makes a signal, and then he nods or shakes his head, and then he scratches his nuts, and, you know, like, he's just... It takes, like, 10 minutes to throw, you know, like, 9 pitches, right?
Yeah.
Although there are interesting little things like that thing that you told me about. You showed me a video one time about a catcher who was a highly desirable player, even though he had the worst batting average in the league for several seasons running.
That's right. And
that's because he was great at doing something that you said was called framing.
Yeah, which is to make well, actually, I'm not really too knowledgeable about baseball, but to my understanding is to make it look like a ball was a strike.
Yeah. Yeah, he would actually be able to manipulate his glove in such a way when the pitch was coming in, that it would appear to the umpire like it was the pitch was in the strike zone, even if it was outside of it by a little bit. Right?
That's right.
And apparently this skill was enough that pitchers who were mediocre pitchers before he joined the team became very good pitchers.
Yep.
In the matter of like a single season.
That's right.
Yeah. And it's because he was clever at deceiving the umpires, right? Well, you just found a shrine, so you need to find out what it does, right?
Yeah, it's an abandoned shrine, so it's +2 dexterity.
Okay, well, there you go. You just got +2 dexterity.
Which is nice at this level. So I have 27 dexterity.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm resorting to things like watching, there's a music video channel on called Stingray.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and they've been showing 90s alternative rock videos for over the weekend, so I've watched a bit of that while, you know, doing my workouts and stuff like that. And other than that, I've been occupying my time. I dusted off my Xbox One.
Oh, okay.
Just for something to do, and I'm playing Fallout 4 on my Xbox One. And I had to completely rebuild my game because the update destroyed all the mods, right?
Yeah, it broke a bunch of compatibility.
Yeah. And I have a feeling, you know, remember when you were looking out over my shoulder with that? And there was actually 2 of those user sections, and we only deleted 1.
Yep.
And I think the one we deleted was the one that held the mods, but I think the other one might have held the Creation Club information, right?
Ah.
You know, like those files that they force download on you, whether you buy their shit or not.
Yep.
And so anyway, I can't even connect to the Creation Club now. Not that I really care. At least I can still connect to the mod site, so I was able to rebuild my game.
Yeah, there was a whole bunch of technical problems with that. Everybody was struggling with that.
Yeah. Well, basically, had to look it up online and had to change a setting in the set, buried in one of the settings menus, and then delete a file that contained all of the mod information, right? And basically, you know, of course, that broke any save games that I had, so those save games had to go as well.
Yep.
But anyway, Xbox isn't too bad. It's not as good as PC because you just don't have all the same level of functionality.
Yeah.
You know, like I've got place anywhere is what the mod's called, and it works, but it's a little bit more awkward to use than the PC version is. You have a couple of extra button presses,
but probably still better than the PlayStation alternative.
Oh, for sure, because the PlayStation version of that, you have to manipulate a little tool that looks like a fence post, and you put that where you want your whatever it is that you're building to go, and then you have to put that thing that you're building next to that fence post. And it's really fiddly because it's, if I can remember right, it's hard to judge how things are actually going to line up until you actually place the object, right?
Yep.
And of course they have a version of scrap everything as well, but it doesn't scrap everything that the PC version does, you know? Although they do have some add-ons, I guess, like if you want to scrap dead bodies and that kind of thing, then you have to download an add-on file and that kind of thing, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I guess it's better than nothing.
Yeah, it's better than nothing. It's actually okay. I mean, I've been enjoying playing the game with it once I got mods reinstalled. And of course, I wasn't able to install all of the same mods. Nice. You just zoomed in real close.
Yep. There's a zoom key in this game in the PC version that you lack on the PlayStation version.
Yeah. Well, again, that's why PCs are superior to consoles, because they're much more powerful machines, and they just have, you know, functionality that you just don't get, right?
Yep.
Because if we could have done this when we were playing down on my machine,
yep,
well, that would have been so much easier.
Well, you'd at least be able to see what you're hitting at.
Well, especially for me, because I'm trying to aim a bow, right? You know, it would have been so much easier for me to aim at something and actually hit it.
Sacred. I think that's an evil shrine.
Is that an evil shrine?
Yep.
Okay, so you don't want to shrine that one, hey?
Yeah, I don't want to touch that one.
You're not shrining that shrine.
Yeah, I actually have a shrine list up in front of me, unlike what we had for the first playthrough.
Well, you did get it belatedly.
Well, the thing is, this is my personal computer, so I have the shrine list at hand very easily, right?
Yeah. At least we're nearly finished that particular playthrough. Like, how many levels is there? 16 or something?
16, yeah.
Yeah, so we're only like 3, maybe 4 episodes away from finishing that one anyway. And then this one can kind of take that one's place, right?
Yeah, that's kind of the idea. In fact, that was the plan originally anyways. We're just kind of moving forward with this at an accelerated rate because of the hardware failure. Because I think you ordered your graphics card, but it's not supposed to arrive till like Friday.
Yeah, I think it's going to be late this week when I get it. So basically we're going to probably, I don't know if you're get around to installing your Fallout 4 tonight, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, I still haven't done that, even though this is also still my personal computer.
Then maybe we can watch RecV5X play Fallout 4.
Oh, God.
Right? I think I gave you files for some of the mods that we made, right?
No, I don't think you gave me files for Fallout. I think you only gave me files for Skyrim.
Or would they be on your server?
Oh, they might be on my server.
I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, so I run like a home server and all of this other crazy technical crap, and
I'm connected into it, so...
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess maybe, it depends on which way you want to go. Like, if you want to try Fallout London, then I suspect none of the mods that we're running would be compatible with that anyway, right?
No, probably not.
Because from what I understand, that's basically a complete rebuild of the game from the ground up.
Yep. By the sounds of it, anyways.
Yeah. On the other hand, if you wanted to run just a plain old Fallout 4 setup, well then, you know, like you probably could at least install the little ESP mods that we made.
If I have them.
If you have them.
Yeah, that's actually kind of just the thing, right? It's like, if I have them, because I don't remember if we actually managed to get those to me, or...
Yeah.
Because I'm so delayed at these things, like, I'm the kind of guy where it takes like 5 years to do something. I'll say like I'm gonna do something, and then like 5 years later I'll get it done. Because I just get so busy doing other things.
Well, I mean, I guess we could always pull the hard drive out of mine so you could extract the mod files off of it.
I'm doing data recovery now, everyone. Actually, I've done data recovery for you before.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
So.
I ended up doing data recovery on your laptop. So there's still some things we gotta sort through on that, too. See? That was like 2 years ago that I did that.
Yeah.
We still haven't finished that yet.
Yeah, well, it just goes to show you I don't really use the laptop a whole lot either, right?
Yeah, although the funny thing is, when I pulled all the files off your laptop, I ended up recovering a whole bunch of crap that the manufacturer had on there about how to set up your laptop.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and it was in like 24 different languages or whatever, and it's just like, wow, I didn't know that would still be on there. So anyways, for those of you who are new and haven't seen the other series yet, I'm putting all my points into dexterity as a warrior because it affects my chance to block. And I want to get my chance to block up as high as possible. Basically, my chance to block until I save and reload this game will be dexterity plus 40. And then after I save and reload this game, it will be dexterity. And there's a little bit more to it than that. Like, higher level monsters negate some of your chance to block. Lower level monsters have a penalty versus your chance to block, so it's easier to block against them. But for all intents and purposes, for normal difficulty, just consider it to be my dexterity.
I never even thought about that, you know, back when I used to play this game regularly on the PS1. I used to just look for, you know, whatever weapon did the most amount of damage and whatever armor had the highest protection value and just go with that, right? Yeah. You know, I never thought about all these little optimizations and things.
Well, dexterity basically means that I don't get hit. So, like, you might notice, like, I'm barely taking any damage here. I'm like +6 or something on healing potions right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't count. My profession is math-based, and I can't even count the number of fucking healing potions I have. But anyways, I'm +5 on healing potions, and it's because I haven't drank a single healing potion yet. And I've barely been hit at all since we started here. Well, I keep picking up all these scrolls of resurrect that are just totally useless garbage to me.
Yeah, because you can't use them if you're dead, right?
That's right, I can't use them if I'm dead. I would have to do the restart in town thing that is blacked out there. And then I'd have to go down and pick up my equipment off the ground. However, that being said, here's another thing that I can do, is I can move the map while moving.
Yep.
Another PC quirk. Just little differences in this game versus that one. But anyways, we're done on this dungeon level, and I picked up absolutely nothing of value, so we're gonna go down to level 2. This will go pretty quickly.
Yeah.
It's pretty quick, especially when you're by yourself. For the first couple dungeon levels. The only thing I hope is, because this is going to play like a multiplayer game, I'm going to encounter King Leoric outside of his tomb, just wandering around randomly on level 3. And that's bad. That's the hard part.
Does playing this way affect your unique item drops and that kind of thing too?
Yes. So there are certain unique items that you can only get through single-player quests. I won't have access to any of those. However, there are certain unique items that are much easier to grind for and find in multiplayer because of the way that the game's drop code works. So we might be able to find some things that we could never find in single player because you'd have to play through the whole game over and over and over again. Whereas I could just go and, because all dungeon levels are open to you when you play in multiplayer, I could just go down to dungeon level 15 and kill the bosses there, because there's like 4 bosses on that floor guaranteed at least. So that's 4 chances at a unique item every time you clear that floor. And so that's basically what you do to grind for unique items. But unique items aren't that great anyways for the most part. There's a couple of useful ones, but most of them are actually kind of mediocre. But here's our first boss here, that gray thing there, Shadow Bite. But you can also see too, it's easier to see who I'm targeting because I have the metal gauntlet that I just click onto, right?
Yeah.
And so whoever I click onto is who I'm aiming at.
Oh yeah. That would definitely make an archer's life easier.
Yep, because you could just aim at whoever you want. You can actually aim, even if you can't see them on the screen, sometimes you can target them off screen. And even if you can't target them off screen, I mean, I guess I'll show it off when I get a bow. I'm hoping that one will drop soon. Kind of. I don't know why I'm carrying around that small axe in my inventory. That's just useless junk as well. But I'm hoping that a bow will drop soon. And I'll show you, you can basically free fire the bow in any direction, and that makes things like those poison spitters from our other playthrough a lot easier to kill. Because you can kind of just stand out of range. Oh look, I finally took damage, it was from the fucking exploding barrels.
Yeah, you took a lot of damage from that.
Yep. Yeah, you want to be careful when you break these. You want to line yourself up in such a way that only one barrel could blow up at you at once. And just kind of do that, because the whole room could blow up on you if you just walk right into it. You don't want that, because you'd probably die. Now, there are some disadvantages, like the controls are a little more complicated for this version of the game. I'd have to use the number keys to drink potions, for example. And there are basically 2 types of attacks. So there's the one type of attack where I just left click, and if there's an enemy there, then I attack them. And then the other type of attack is if I hold down the shift key and then I swing in place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyways, it's going to be a life or death thing opening chests when we get to the catacombs, because there's a bug in the game with a fire arrow trap that can insta-kill you. And that just might happen. We might not have a death-free run of this game just because of a bug. There's just nothing that can be done about it. And basically what the bug is fire arrows hit multiple times, or rather they check to see if they've hit multiple times. And, yeah, you can end up dying that way. Okay, that's a pack of skeletons. I think that's a boss. I'm going to switch to my club here, my mace, because it's going to be extra effective against skeletons, and extra good at killing them. Oh, look, a bow. That's nice, at least. Okay, I guess there was no boss here. This is actually just a skeleton room with the, like, books and shit. So, with a bow, anywhere I click and anywhere I aim, I can shoot. Even if I, like, go down this hallway, and I want to shoot down this hallway, I can shoot down this hallway with very, small, alterations in my firing angle. Just depending on where I click. So, that's how a bow works. Now you know how a bow works.
Yeah.
We might be making use of that, actually, to kill the butcher. Scroll up identify, I'm going to use that on that worthless club. That'll sell. I gotta do some inventory management here.
You found a town portal scroll yet?
Nope. But I've got crap that I can drop if I need to. Because I don't really need most of this junk. We'll go through a little inventory sorting routine and pick up that random magic saber for no reason. Probably would have been a better identify. So, unlike the PlayStation version where you want to keep a blunt weapon on you forever, in this game, once you get past like dungeon level 5 or 6, you never encounter undead ever again. And so you just want to use swords all the time. The only reason you keep a blunt weapon around is at low levels, or if you happen to have the free inventory space to actually carry one. But right now I'm actually waiting for a level up there, because you can see I'm fairly close now, maybe 2 or 3 kills away in experience versus next level. That's kind of what I'm hoping for here. Because if I can level up, then I'll get my hit points back.
Yeah. But you haven't yet.
I haven't yet. And there we go. All the dexterity all the time. Now I don't have to drink a healing potion. Anyways, this short sword does 2 base damage, so it's not like a bad weapon. I guess it works better on these lower levels where there's a mix of undead because you divide your damage in half. So instead of this sword doing 2 to 6, it does 1 to 3.
Yeah.
Which is worse than the club, which does 1 to 6. But it is what it is.
Oh, there's the butcher room.
Yep, that's the butcher room. Normally I don't open that room until I've cleared out this whole dungeon level.
That's probably a good idea, because you might end up having him chase you around everywhere, right?
Actually, that's exactly what's going to happen, but I kind of know a trick. And I can't remember if we used the trick or not in our PlayStation playthrough.
Yeah, we hooked him in a set of stairs or something.
Did we hook him in a set of stairs, or did we just fight him?
I think we hooked him in a set of stairs and then killed him there, right?
Okay. Well, we're going to be hooking him in a set of stairs this time around, because that's just the easiest way to kill him.
I gotta pawn some of this
Oh, that's a healing potion. These mana potions are kind of worth, like, nothing. Might as well not even carry them. What is that, a scroll of healing? We'll start replacing these. What is this book? Book of Charged Bolt? Book of Heal Other. Why the hell am I even carrying that around?
Yeah, it's not like you're ever going to use that spell.
Yeah, there are no others. There's just me. I'm this guy playing this game that was made in 1996. God, that makes me feel old. And you're just like, I'm so fucking old, I don't even care anymore.
Like I said before, I was watching that Stingray rock video station, and they're showing 90s alternative.
Yep.
And I'm watching bands that I used to like, and realizing that, yeah, these videos are like anywhere from 25 to 30 years old, right? But I can actually remember buying CDs of some of these artists.
Yep.
When they first came out, right? Not all of them, because, you know, like, alternative actually covers a pretty big...
category, like a pretty big...
like
ooh, a falchion.
There are some things that, you know, like I saw on there that I never ever listened to and wasn't interested in as well. Wow, that guy's tough.
Yeah, but he goes down like the rest. So this falchion here does 4 to 8 damage as opposed to the 2 to 6 that our short sword did. So it's just the same as the short sword, but better. That's why I just instantly switched to it and threw my short sword on the ground. And honestly, this magic saber that I'm carrying around probably isn't anywhere near as good as the...
It's probably a for sale item?
It's probably a for sale item. Although, Warrior does not make a lot of use of gold anyways, so... Because he doesn't really need to do the repairs or anything, right? And you find so much equipment in the dungeon for free that you might as well just, like, not bother paying for repairs.
Yeah.
And then by the time you get your super high level equipment, then it really doesn't matter, because all of it has so much durability. Even if you repair it yourself, it's not really a big loss.
Yeah. So you haven't found the stairs down yet?
Have I not? No, I have.
Oh, have you?
Right here. On the map.
Oh, okay.
See, what I'm doing is I'm attacking the square right in front of me because I know that they're going to walk into that square, which allows me to get basically an attack of opportunity on them as they move towards me, right?
Yeah.
And they can't get an attack off, and I get a freebie, so I can often kill them before they even actually get to me. That guy just walked right by me, and I missed him all 3 times I swung at him. Even with a chance to hit of like 71%, that'll happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, those skeletons are a lot easier to chop through with the falchion here because of the high base damage. Because 2 to 4 is much better than 1 to 3. Especially when those guys only have 3 to 6 hit points. See, this is another thing they don't display. They don't display the hit point totals on the PlayStation version. They'll display the resistances and immunities.
Oh, okay.
So those guys have no resistance. But they don't display the hit point totals or the total kills. So I've killed 43 of these guys. And they have 1 to 4 hit points. Which means any blow with a falchion will kill them.
Yeah.
That's why a falchion is so damn good.
You're one-shotting them.
Yeah, basically. If you can find a falchion on level 1, because they can drop on level 1 as well, then you're good. But now I gotta repair my falchion. See that?
Yep, it's starting to break.
It's starting to break. Oop, I missed. There, now we're good. See, I have been hit, at least, so that's 5, 6, 7. I've been hit at least 7 times.
Uh-huh.
Alright, because my armor has taken some damage. That's another falchion. You know, we might just pick up that falchion, because it hasn't been repaired yet. We'll just switch weapons in the middle of combat here. I hate these guys that run away. They're always a pain in the ass. So annoying. I'm gonna gain level 6 before I end up killing the butcher, I bet. Just with how big this area is. There's gonna be so many monsters in it.
Yeah, look at that. There's another whole
That's a boss.
herd of them coming there.
We're gonna switch to the, and we're gonna use this archway as a funnel. They'll try to come through the archway, and occasionally one of them might walk around my left,
Yeah.
but it's not a super big deal if they do.
Behind you! Oh, he's walking away.
Yeah, he's running away because he saw me kill something.
Oh.
And fallen ones have a coward AI where if they see you kill something, then they run away.
Oh.
See, fiends are resistant to the blunt weapon here. Okay, that wasn't a skeleton boss, that's a fallen one boss. And these ones won't run away, I think, because of the boss AI. They're also not particularly smart.
Mm-hmm.
Come through the archway. There you go.
You should just level up again.
Okay, maybe they will run away. You know what, I'm just gonna kill them all. I did just level up again. We're gonna go dexterity. With the falchion here and the high dexterity and the, like, guaranteed chance to hit here,
This stuff.
these guys don't stand a chance. And the falchion just boosts my damage up a ridiculous amount. See all the extra monsters I drew attention to by walking into this room?
Yep.
That's why at lower dungeon levels you don't just randomly walk into a room. Because there could be a lot more monsters around than you think there are. But on a low dungeon level, or on a high dungeon level like this, it's not too intimidating. You can kind of just do whatever you want, and go whatever way you want. Which is kind of bad, because it doesn't teach you the discipline required to defend yourself well on the lower dungeon levels. But then again, I guess that's what they call a difficulty curve too, right? This is supposed to sort of teach you how the game works. There was a potion of healing over here that I couldn't pick up earlier. I don't know what happened to it, though. Scan the floor, there it is. That's one bad thing. It can be hard to see things on the floor in this version of the game, because although this version of the game has higher graphical fidelity, obviously, than the PlayStation version, this version only uses 256 colors. Pretty impressive for 256 colors. I think they did a good job. You can kind of see the color dithering around the health orb there.
Yeah. Well, see, this here was just barely past the DOS era, right?
That's right, 1996, but they started development in 1994, I think.
Yeah.
They actually had a write-up to make this a turn-based DOS game.
Yeah.
And then Blizzard is like, yeah, but we want it to have networking, and we also want it to be real-time. And so they're like, fuck. And then they like rewrote the game in like 6 months to put it to Windows.
Well, they did a good job, considering that they didn't have much time to make that drastic of a change.
Yep. They also ended up patching the game 9 times. This is on the 9th patch. The game actually had a number of instant crash bugs in it. But now it's pretty stable. Not too many things will crash this game. Text chat will crash the game on a multi-threaded system. So if I type something in this text chat over and over and over again, I might cause a race condition that could, like this text chat right here, that could crash the system. But other than that, it's not a big deal. And there are fixes for that. I don't think I applied them to this because I don't even know if they're a problem in the GOG version, actually. But they might not be. But yeah. That's how I used to communicate with all my buds back in the day, man. I'd be like sitting up here like on the fucking text chat like that. Just talking to each other back and forth in Diablo. And we wanted to hang out, we'd just all get on Diablo and talk to each other. Lame way to talk, but I guess that is how it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so we gotta kill the butcher. So we're gonna do that. Hey, come.
Fresh meat.
Come. You come? Come. Through this door. Come. You can use a door. You know how doors work. Come on. There you go. You even got a hit on me.
Yep.
Good job. See, it's a lot easier to stair trap him in this one. Because I can just kind of go like this. And we just need to walk around circles over and over and over again.
Until he eventually turns too soon?
Yeah.
There you go. Now you got him.
And the reason this works is because the Butcher's AI is, he wants to walk towards you.
Yeah. And
basically his AI code is written something like, if not next to player, advance directly towards player.
Yeah. So you're taking advantage of a shortcoming in the game.
That's right, it's basically a coding bug. I'm just going to repair this bow so that I don't got to worry about doing it. Now, he has like 200 hit points on multiplayer difficulty here. I think he only has like 100 on single player. But yeah, he's an absolute tank. And while I think I'm strong enough in my current state to kill him without doing this, it's just more effective on resources to kill him this way. And really, I can't say fighting him directly is any faster than this. I don't think it is. But we're just going to sit here and we're going to shoot him 200 times.
What kind of damage does your bow do?
1 to 4.
Yeah.
I didn't find a better one.
So, you're going to have to try and do enough damage to him that your bow doesn't break first?
I can repair my bow as many times as I need to. My bow will be good long before he ever makes me break it. So I'm going to sit here and I'm going to switch hands with my mouse here and just drink my drink. Yeah, for those of you who cannot see me, which is all of you, I have my arms crisscrossed right now, and I'm clicking the mouse with my left hand while holding it in the air, while I grab my drink with my right hand. That's not because I'm right-handed, that's just because the table that my drink is sitting on is to my right. So how was the weather today?
Yeah. So this is an exciting boss battle here,
Yep.
folks.
I don't think he could hit me anyways with 47 dex. I think he would just hit my shield over and over again.
Ah.
So it's not a big deal there either. He'll die soon enough. This is going to be one of those things where I have to speed up the footage. Isn't it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
You haven't hit... Oh, there. You went quite a few shots without actually hitting him there.
There.
The spirits of the dead are now avenged.
Yeah.
Oh look, he has a longsword.
So he doesn't drop the butcher's cleaver, hey?
He doesn't. Because this is multiplayer, so he's going to drop a random magic item instead. So what we're actually going to do, because I want my falchion, and I don't know how good this saber is, we're just going to go and we're going to do this. Toss it on the ground. Actually, that buckler is still doing good, isn't it? We don't need an extra buckler. We're going to pick up that saber. I can't believe that my buckler didn't get banged up through those couple of dungeon levels, but it did. So I'm going to use the saber for now. Just because, or sorry, the falchion for now, just because it's better at, like, killing different enemy types.
Yeah.
And down to level 3. How are we doing on time, anyways?
Well, we're at 41 minutes.
Wow, look at me clear this shit.
Yeah. But maybe we could take a break.
Alright, we will take a pause right here. And I actually have to go over and manually click pause on that recording. So let me do that. And we're back, I think. We back there, Sandman?
I think so.
It looks like it's counting down to me.
Yeah.
Alright. Back to the ad hoc recording setup here. Oh, look, a large axe. That might come in handy. None of these books are useful. We'll just grab the large axe and keep going.
Yeah, at least until you find something else that you'd rather swap out for that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay, these are tougher skeletons, and I should be using the mace on them. What kind of buckler is that? Armor class 2. I'm gonna switch to this Morning Star that's unidentified, because it will be a more effective weapon against those high-level horror skeletons, which are the tier 4 skeletons. They also have a room to nowhere. So I guess that's a thing.
I gotta pawn some of this stuff.
Wow, and there's the stairs down already.
We might need to take those stairs down. If we encounter Leoric early, I'm actually just going to get rid of that potion, just because they're not useful for a warrior. And I'm going to stick to these doorways for now, in this western half of the level.
Oh,
Wow, look at that, I didn't block that at all.
Took a half-health arrow there.
Yeah,
wow.
I got like an 80-some-odd% chance to block, but I can't block that arrow. Yeah, the health orb can be a little bit deceiving. Because you can see I still have 52 hit points left out of 80.
Oh. Well, it looked pretty close to half health.
It's more that I was still wounded, and the way that the orb is drawn is just kind of funny. But it's, these horror skeletons, they're the bad ones that we gotta watch out for because they hit so damn hard.
Oh, they're coming up behind you.
Yeah, and those are tough guys too. But if I kill the skeletons in front of me, then they'll run away. So that we got some strategy going on, and I'll pull back here to the door now. Yeah, the thing about these guys is they're resistant to the blunt weapon.
Yep.
See that? I can hit him over and over and again with that mace and it doesn't do anything. I have to switch to the sword to kill him. You get pretty good at that. Practice. It wasn't
Well, it
easy
looks as
to,
though with the mouse and keyboard setup that you have there, that sort of thing is a lot easier to do, too.
Well, I guess it's faster to do. It's because there's no loading screen between the inventory and me switching weapons.
Yeah.
And that's because this game was made to run on 8 megabytes of RAM and not 4. Small shield, huh? Armor class 4. That's better than the buckler. But, yeah, you know what? We'll just do this. Pick up the bow. Repair the damaged small shield. Still better than the buckler. Go back to that. Okay, we got another one of these guys. So even with a falchion, I can't make them flinch, eh?
Yeah.
They're tough. Well, I'm gonna have to burn a healing scroll. Just because I'm not gonna level up before I suffer fatal damage. I totally would have died on that barrel. Barrels do such stupid damage at this level. And there was nothing in this room at all. It's a totally pointless exercise to come back here.
Yep. Just to explode a barrel. Yes, the big hardware failure was such a disappointing thing here last week too, because we were all ready to upload our next football game that we played too.
Yep.
And that one was a good one.
It was.
It was very, very close.
We also had a couple of uploads already pre-recorded too.
Yep, we did. We had the whole lineup for the week, and none of it's going to happen now until we get our main computer up and running again here.
Yep. Well, I guess we'll have a few days off after all of this catastrophe.
Yeah.
Usually we try to stay about half a week to a week ahead. Just so that we don't end up rushing things out the door and having corrupted videos. Because if you guys have ever been long-time YouTube viewers and you've ever witnessed a video that freezes in the middle of it, it's usually because the upload is corrupted. Right? Like there's a broken video file that got uploaded.
Yeah.
And there's just like a dead or a bad block in the video file.
Yeah. And the process that we follow is that after recording, usually I do the processing duties these days.
Yeah, because you have a bit more free time than I do.
Unless something more complex is needed. And so I'll process them, and then I actually take time to watch the processed videos to make sure
there are no dead spots.
That they play back okay, right?
Yep. And there's a level up. See, the Morning Star here, even though I don't have it identified, it's way more effective.
Yep. Yeah, you're just mowing them down.
You use the right tool for the job. And we need more dexterity.
But yeah, we've had pretty good luck. We actually haven't had a failed video or a bad video in a long time, right?
Yep. Although we did accidentally upload a single raw video, uncompressed video, one time. I don't even remember how long ago that was.
Well, it was about a month ago, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was a long day and it was the middle of the night and I was half asleep and I just grabbed the wrong file.
These things happen. These things happen. But yeah, generally we try to compress the videos pretty well just because, it makes streaming them back easier, obviously.
Yeah, nobody likes to watch that little
ring go around
and
buffering.
while the video buffers, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And so that's why we put so much effort into compressing things. I try to tune the compression setup for each game so that it's more or less lossless, like visually lossless, but still as compressed as can possibly be. And we'll take a 20 or 30 gigabyte raw recording and we'll compress that down into like, oh, I don't know, 4 or 5 gigs.
Depends on how long they are. Like some of the ones that are approach 2 hours are a little bigger.
Yep.
Although the football ones, we don't worry about high resolution quite so much because it's not necessary, right?
Yeah. Because it's just, you know, football is what football is, and it's just always going to be that way.
Yeah.
A lot of skeletons over here. Oh, sure hope King Leoric's not over here wandering around. Scroll of healing and a magic falchion.
Yeah. But anyway, we played a tight defensive game, and we had to make a fourth quarter comeback.
Yep.
And you had to change your rushing attack a little bit.
I did, yeah. I had to go to a 3 running back set instead of a 2 running back set.
Yeah, because none of your single back...
Or a 1 running back set.
None of your single back formations were working at all. That was one of those rare occasions, though, where the defense actually, on the AI defense, actually plays pretty well, right?
Yep.
They don't make any bad play calls and stuff like that, like some of the things that you see sometimes where you'll see, you know, like both safeties blitz and not all your receivers are covered, right?
Yep. That's what I really want there.
That's one drawback to that game is that the AI defense plays far too much either 1 deep or 0 coverage.
Yeah.
And they play way too much man coverage and they blitz way too much.
Yep.
Because then everything is a high risk, high reward kind of a situation, and we both learned how to make it risk rather than reward. They seldom get rewarded for their aggressive play, right?
That's right. I'm just going to go and buy a couple of town portal scrolls here.
That sounds like a good plan.
And in case y'all are wondering why I'm carrying around this large axe that I'm not using, it's because if we encounter an enemy type called Black Death, I'm going to use the large axe to dispatch them. Because I can dispatch them in like 1 or 2 hits with it, and I don't have to worry about them getting too close to me and hitting me, because they'll permanently drain hit point of my life.
Yeah, that's just a part of your life that you're never going to get back. Right?
Literally, you're never going to get it back. And so, like, if a Black Death hit me right now, I would have a max life of 81, which would totally suck. That'd be enough to reset the whole recording process. We gotta do this all again tomorrow, Sandman.
No, we're not doing that. If you get hit by a Black Death, you're just going to have to soldier on.
I don't know why I picked up that falchion again.
Because you wanted to carry 2 of them?
No. I mean, falchions are a good, exciting thing at low levels, but they're not, like, the end-all be-all of swords, particularly because of their limited durability. Which makes it really unfortunate when you find a high-level sword that happens to be a falchion. Because it's like, oh, it's like the game-ending sword that you need to beat the game, but it's a fucking falchion and it's going to break every 5 minutes. That always sucks. It's better to find even a saber would be better, because sabers have like 45 durability, right? They're one of the most durable low-level weapons in the game. So you don't often find good saber magic weapons. It's not common to find good ones.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is that one time that I can remember, I found that special club, the Gnarled Root.
Yep.
And that was an amazing weapon.
As long as you can hit with it, yeah. The main drawback of the Gnarled Root is I think it only has, does it have plus 20% chance to hit? I don't remember. It's like plus 200 or 300% chance or damage versus demons or something, but it's like maybe plus 20% chance to hit. That makes it good on normal and nightmare difficulty, but on hell difficulty you would need a whole bunch of boost to your chance to hit somehow in order to make it effective. Just because you'd struggle to hit the enemy otherwise. Because ideally, like, our chance to hit right now is 85. We want to take our chance to hit, we want to boost it up to as close as to 250 as possible.
Well, you've got your work cut out for you there, then.
Yep.
This is going much more smoothly without me to hold you back, though.
Oh, you weren't holding me back. It's nonsense. Oh, look, a Book of Town Portal.
Wow, that you can't read.
I'll get to it eventually. It'll be useful to learn if I'm going to be doing normal Nightmare Hell here.
Yep. See, this game was a good game in a lot of ways, and it spawned a lot of imitators and others that were inspired by it.
Yep.
But I didn't like the story.
Really?
No, I like a happy ending, and you know, like the way that this game ends, that's not a happy ending.
Oh, I get what you're saying there. For me, I like this game's story because there isn't a lot of it.
Yeah, well,
I am not a big story guy. I like a game that has a lot more go here and kill this, which is what this game is.
Yeah.
And not a lot of blah 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 story, blah 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 moral decisions. You know how it goes.
yeah, well, I really dislike that particular element of
Modern gaming?
more modern games, yeah.
Yep.
The moral decisions and all that kind of crap, I'd really just rather not deal with that.
Yeah, I'd really just rather kill shit and be the good guy. Just put me in a story where I'm the good guy and, you know, then I'm just like killing shit. And it's all good because I know I'm the good guy.
Yeah. Well, that's why, like, when I play games like Fallout 4 or Skyrim or even more recently, you know, like Cyberpunk and stuff like that, I try to sort of take the good guy path.
Yep.
You know? Even though some of these games, it's basically designed so that it's
There's no good guy path.
Yeah, there is no good guy path.
Yeah, they try to take you out of that. It's like, fuck off. I want to be the good guy.
Yeah, it's like, you know, what is this with this fascination with anti-heroes?
Yeah,
right?
or moral ambiguity. Fuck your moral ambiguity.
Yeah.
It's my way or the highway, bitch.
So for that reason, I only, you know, like if we want to talk about Fallout 4, I only ever played through the Brotherhood of Steel quest line once because I really hated the way that turned out.
The moral ambiguity, yep.
Yep. Well, and basically having to go back in and murder your friends in the railroad, right?
Yep.
And you know, I never ever did play the Institute playthrough at all, right? Like,
Yeah.
I didn't even go there. Just because, you know, Sean started asking me to do things that were highly morally and ethically questionable almost right from the start, right?
Yep.
And it's like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
You're the obvious bad guys here.
Yeah, you are the obvious bad guys here, and I'm not going to be one of you.
Oh my god, what the fuck is this mix of enemies with the weapon switching and all the bullshit?
Yeah. And even...
Oh, that's a ring.
Yeah, even Fallout New Vegas I've discovered is a little bit like that too, right?
Yep.
It's not as bad as some, but you still, you know, end up having to make those kinds of decisions at some point.
Yeah.
Like when Mr. House asks you to wipe out the Brotherhood of Steel, and you know what? I had some minor friction with them, but my dealings with most of the members of that faction were not hostile. Right?
I found Leoric.
Yeah.
We need to gain another level. Can I just kill the mixed enemy? There we go.
Oh.
It's okay. We're just gonna kind of draw him throughout the level here.
Yeah.
While we try to kill these skeletons and
Can
get another level.
Can you do the hallway trap with him, or the stair trap with him too?
No,
or?
he's too smart. He's like the
too
smartest
smart for
enemy
that?
in the fucking game.
Oh,
There's no enemy in this game that is smarter than him, actually.
wow. And he's on like level 3. Go figure.
That's right.
So even Diablo's not as smart as him?
Nope. Diablo might be as smart, but I'm pretty sure Leoric is the smartest AI in the game.
Oh yeah.
He also has lifesteal, so every time he hits you, he gains life. And he doesn't have a max health cap either, so he'll just keep gaining hit points.
Oh.
So what we do now is we just kind of have a companion to follow us around for the rest of the level.
Oh.
Because as long as I keep a good amount of distance between me and him, he's not going to be too much of a bother to us. And the idea is we kind of just want to maneuver around a bit and just kind of...
Keep his underlings between him and you?
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what we're doing. And if I can get a kill every now and then back up, and then get a kill every now and then... I don't know if I'll get another level before I have to fight him. It would be beneficial if I could. We could even leave this dungeon level without killing him and then come back and kill him. If we have to.
Yeah, I can remember in our playthrough, he was very difficult to kill.
Yep, and a warrior is completely dependent on his chance to hit and chance to block to kill Leoric. If you don't have those two things, you're just not going to kill Leoric because he's just going to beat the piss out of you. And have infinite health. Because he can basically heal himself by hitting you.
Uh-huh.
Okay, there's a doorway there. It's down in the south of the room. We're going to kind of cut across the room in a very obtuse way here to avoid drawing Leoric. And kind of just go in this direction.
Well, you just missed that scroll. It's probably a scroll of killing Leoric.
It's a scroll of crap. It's a scroll of Inferno. It's a scroll of crap.
Oh.
Firewall is a scroll of killing Leoric, but we want the longbow.
Oh.
Now, I could actually try to kill Leoric with a bow. You can actually kill Leoric with a bow without getting hit, if you are smart and careful. But it takes so fucking long.
It would probably be pretty difficult to do that in the PlayStation version of it too, right?
Yep. Oh, God.
Because of targeting issues.
Yeah, I can't imagine what that would be like. I'm pretty sure Fascinating Shrine is a evil shrine. If we look at F, Fascinating, yes it is. It's an evil shrine.
Oh, okay. I saw red text there.
Yeah, I have a color-coded fucking shrine list out of a spreadsheet.
Yeah, so red is bad. Stay away from the red ones, right?
That's right. You can click the green ones and the blue ones are neutral. They're not really good, not really bad. But generally, you know, I mean, I'd almost say you don't even want to click the blue ones. I actually pulled that off of a website somewhere. One of the various Diablo wikis that exist out there, but I can't remember which one. The one with the color-coded list, or the one that had a color-coded list like 10 years ago. That's how old that picture is.
Uh-oh.
It's okay. We're gonna go in here and try to maneuver around a little bit in here. Okay, we're gonna... God damn it. Okay, we gotta kill one of these guys. Kill the skeleton.
Oh,
there.
He hit you.
It's okay.
Looks like it hurt, too.
Yeah, he hits pretty hard. But now, we have the ability to do this. And repair that sword. You coming, Leo? Okay, you're gonna let him through? Okay, we'll kill him first. Okay, what all do we got to do here besides pick up gold? Is this level complete? No, it's got a section over here that isn't explored yet. So we're going to take our companion with us. And we're just going to kind of walk him throughout the rest of the level, while I pick up gold and all the other things that I missed while I was running away from him. I should probably switch back to that Morning Star. I sure wish that ring had been more useful for this level. I mean, resist lightning is pretty good, but it's not useful right now.
Oh, did you actually ID it?
Yep. 14% resist lightning.
Oh. How disappointing.
So we're just going to go and fetch a bunch of enemies. Did you know I haven't gotten an armor upgrade since I bought that shit from Griswold at the start of the game?
Yeah? Yeah, you haven't even found... There hasn't even been a drop of a piece of armor yet.
That's why it's worth it to buy some armor at the start of the game.
Yeah.
I think some rags dropped and a couple of cloaks dropped, but they were just total absolute garbage, statistically. Like, they were way worse than this one, which is AC 7. Okay, so we'll kill those guys, switch our weapons while we walk. That's another thing you can't do in the PlayStation version, although I guess the game pauses when you switch weapons in the PlayStation version, so that point is kind of moot. Did I accidentally pick up that club? No, I didn't. I actually don't have the room to accidentally pick up that club.
Yeah, well, I think that it was around this time, like the mid to late 90s, is when PC gaming actually overtook consoles.
Yep, because they started to get really high fidelity 3D graphics and things like that.
Well, and also the more computer power, I think, helped too. They were able to make more complex games.
That's right. And even though some of that power was wasted on the overhead of running an operating system, after a certain point it didn't matter because CPUs just kept coming out faster and faster and faster, whereas a console would be released like every 10 years or every 7 or 8 years.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they're always behind even when the newest one is released, right?
yeah, I mean the PlayStation was pretty high tech for the time.
Yeah, because I know that some of the games that I have on the console are games that I also have on my PC. So I can compare them because I played them on both platforms.
Yeah.
Or yeah, all three platforms, I guess, because I have a PS1 as well. And I also have an Xbox, or PS4, I mean, and I have an Xbox One, as well as the gaming PC, right?
Yep.
And I have to say that the gaming PC is superior to both of the consoles in every way.
Yep. And I guess I'd say too, the thing about the PlayStation is it had about half the processing power that was required to run this game on a PC. It had 32 megahertz MIPS based processor instead of a 66 megahertz Pentium processor. It also had half the amount of RAM, but it also had very high quality graphics acceleration, right? 3D graphics acceleration, which PCs often didn't had. They were still using like 256 color VGA cards at the time,
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
like
also,
2D VGA
also
cards.
things like back around this time, even getting a D-pad type controller to work on a PC was a complicated and difficult process, right?
Yeah.
You had to install software and then go through a bunch of configurations and all that kind of stuff, right? Oh, here we are on level 4 now.
Yeah, we're just gonna go down the level so that I can gain a level, and then when I'm level 9, I'll go up and I'll kill him again.
Yeah.
Because I'm almost there.
Yeah, and just because it was so clunky in a way too, like I did have some games on my old PC, my old 286 DOS PC.
Yep.
And even on the, I think I had some games that I'd installed on my wife's PC. She had a 16 megahertz.
No, I think she had a Pentium as well, didn't she?
Yeah. I don't even remember anyway. It was a long time ago. And, even that one, it required complex software and you had to install and...
Yeah, game controllers were very difficult.
Yeah, whereas nowadays, they're basically just plug and play, right?
Yeah, because everything is standardized now.
Yeah.
Everything got standardized for Windows with the advent of the Xbox controller, right? And that whole standard.
Yeah.
Although I guess there might have been like a Windows joystick standard slightly prior to that, but I don't know how widespread that was. And the thing is, too, is you had all those DOS games that ran on Windows before that were totally non-standardized in the way that they used the joystick, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we got our level up. But now I gotta finish killing these guys. See, that's one thing, is the game won't actually let you switch weapons while you're blocking something.
Oh.
So if you're blocking, you can't actually click to switch weapons.
But anyway, once they got to the point where you didn't have to jump through a whole bunch of hoops, you basically just plug your controller into a USB port, and it detect it, and then you could just play.
Yeah, I think the prior standard to X input for Xbox controllers was a system called D input, just for reference.
Yeah. And
Alright.
now the only thing that we really need to do any kind of complex operation for is controller support for Oblivion. When we were doing our Oblivion playthrough, that
Older games.
that required a special X-Patter, I think it was called, or something like that.
Yeah, basically I used, well no, not Xbatter. I used a program called Anti-Micro to wrap your controller. We gotta repair armor here. Let's drink a potion there so we don't die. We need repair skill. Repair armor. There. Because if the armor breaks, that's no good. And I guess he just decided he was going to stand there and let me repair my shit here for a second. That's nice.
Yeah, it's just like Deacon in the middle of the big gun battle. It's like, hold on, everybody stop, I got a splinter.
Yep. But you can hear we're hitting him a lot.
Yeah.
The big thing is whether or not we're doing... Because I think he does... quite the amount of damage.
Yeah.
Or like 15 to 20 points of damage with that two-handed sword.
Oh well, there, you kicked his ass.
I'll find your
Yeah, I just have to outpace the amount of damage that he does, and then I can kill him. Okay, where's the scroll of healing? That's a scroll of healing, that'll work. We'll pick up that longbow, and now we can go down and do level 4 some more.
But you gotta pawn some of that stuff.
Do I have to?
Ugh. You're full.
Going back to town takes so long.
You literally can't pick up any more.
I know my loading screens are like instantaneous on this machine, but I still...
Yeah, it's much faster than on the... well, you're not reading off of a CD though, right?
That's right. But even... I do remember what the load times were for this game. Wow, that longbow ended up total shit. It's going to sell for a gold piece.
Wow, it was a cursed item or what?
Yep, it was cursed.
It's cursed.
Totally wasn't worth coming back now.
Yeah, you need to drop that book until you got enough magic to read it.
Oh, if I drop it in town, though, because this is a networked game, technically, there will be nothing to come back to.
Why?
Because there's no save file, except for, like, my character.
Oh.
Technically, I'm playing this online with myself in a direct cable connection loop back with nobody else hooked up to the back of my computer.
Oh, I see.
Why
did you choose to play it that way?
Again, I think I said at the beginning of the game, but it's because the monsters are double tough, and if I die, I can respawn in town, and also if I need to grind for items, I can restart the game over and over again and do that grind.
Oh,
which I probably won't have to do until, like, Hell difficulty. I might not have to do it for Hell difficulty. It depends on what we get for drops. We'll just have to see how lucky or unlucky we are. Not picking up that mana potion. Because the main bottleneck eventually becomes your chance to hit. We're gonna go over here and switch weapons so that we can kill this guy easy. There's a healing potion. Actually, there's a lot of funny things that can happen, like you go to pick up a healing potion and your game desyncs with itself, and then the healing potion disappears due to lag.
Oh.
That's not so bad when it's a healing potion. It's really bad when it's like a high-quality magic item, and it's like, fuck, really? God, I wish I had a bastard sword. And I wouldn't have to keep switching weapons, because it does so much damage. At least we haven't encountered Black Death yet.
Maybe you won't.
They can spawn as low as level 5.
Oh.
So we have one more floor before we're clear. And after that floor, if they don't spawn on that floor, I can ditch the large axe. The thing is, too, is I think the deeper you go, the more hit points they'll have. So they'll have like 40 fucking hit points. Or close to it. And I'll be sitting there whacking with them with that large axe.
See, that's what you need your riot shotgun for.
Yeah. The large axe does 8 to 18, so I'll take them out in like 3 hits, basically, but...
Oh, I didn't tell you that I found the riot shotgun for my Xbox game, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I've got the riot shotgun in my Xbox Fallout 4 game, yeah.
Nice, nice. That's a good find. That's a really nice mod.
Yeah, it is, actually. Very
Too bad
well.
you couldn't find your bullet-counted reload for your Xbox.
Yeah. Although I didn't think to look for it, and then I'm not even sure if you could search for it that way, because the search terms don't work right.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah, search terms don't work right on the Bethesda mod thing.
yeah. It was
It
like I
doesn't
was,
search the title, it searches the description.
yeah. I don't know if I explained that earlier, but basically I was looking for the Place Anywhere mod, and I had to actually look up online. I had to get my laptop out and look up online and find, somebody else who was having the same problem finding it. And they said, sure, it exists, but the search bar or the search engine won't find it by title. You have to type in the first line in the description, which reads, place items in the red zone. So I had to search place items in the red zone, and then sure enough, it came up.
Which is ridiculous. Totally ridiculous.
Even though the name of the mod is Place Anywhere, right?
What an obtuse
Yeah, like,
system.
and I spent hours and hours last night, like, searching for mods
Yep.
by title and having such a hard time finding them. And that wasn't the only one that I had to actually open up my laptop and go online and ask a question and find a forum somewhere where people were talking about it, right? So yeah, they can't even do a search engine right on their mod website.
Well, the funny thing is, that kind of thing would just be a database query kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like,
I
it's,
don't
it's
think-
a lot simpler than a basic search engine.
Yeah. I don't think that their mod site is a big priority for them anyway.
No, because it's a free thing, right?
Yeah.
And it just is a
they-
bandwidth burden.
And they want to sell things, right? Like, they want to sell mods.
Yeah, basically they're just on the hook for it because it's a feature that people paid for.
Yeah. I think that it's the biggest joke in the world, though, that the update destroyed my ability to sign into the Creation Club, which is the one thing that they do want me to sign into, right?
Yeah, I don't know, man. That update just sounds more and more fucked
And
the more you talk about
I'm
it.
just not going to do the research required and spend 2 or 3 hours figuring out how to be able to access the Creation Club, which I don't really care about anyway. But if they really wanted to, push that and have me, browse their creations and all that kind of stuff, you'd have thought that they would have made that so that it wouldn't do that.
Well, now you've introduced them to a brand new concept called Get Fucked.
Yeah. Like, it's a controversial thing to begin with, and then they go and they break it with their update. That just makes it worse. It didn't help their cause.
You gonna come around the fucking pillar, buddy?
Yeah. And I know your other theory was that maybe because my season pass expired or something a couple of years ago.
Yeah, because you
That
haven't
maybe-
got the
maybe
Xbox
I'm-
Live or
Yeah,
whatever the
I'm
hell
not,
it is
I'm
called
not
now.
a member of the club, so I can't
Yeah.
sign. It's like, yeah, so what? You want me to pay for the privilege of being able to not buy your paid mods? Like, really?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how it works. That was just like random speculation on my part. I have no
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, I don't know either, but you would think that they would have at least made that so that after the update it would just automatically work, because the way that they're going to generate sales is by making it as easy as possible for people to log in, right?
You think? Man, I wish I could use a Warhammer. Those do 5 to 9 damage. But I can't use one because I don't have enough strength.
Oh. That's because you've been making all of your level ups dexterity.
That's because I maxed out dexterity and now I'm pumping strength. Which also
I
means
see.
if we encounter another abandoned shrine, it's going to be totally useless to me.
See, you've got lots of archer skeletons now.
Yeah, and they're kind of a pain in the ass because when you're walking, you cannot block. I can only block their arrows if I stand still.
Oh.
However, if I walk like this in the PC version of the game, they can't shoot me.
Oh.
Because projectiles can't hit you while you're walking sideways.
Oh, okay.
It's a thing.
You need to make your way down toward where they are, though, so that you can, kill them.
Yeah, well, there's not much point in walking side to side to dodge projectiles in a single-player game. If we were playing multiplayer, it would mean a lot more, because I could sit there and walk side to side, and then you could fire arrows through me.
Yeah, it would make it so that I couldn't actually shoot you, right?
That's right.
Like in that last episode where I actually killed you.
Yeah, in that last episode where you shot me in the back and killed me. Well, you shot me in the face and killed me, because I was facing you when you did that.
Yeah.
And I was behind you, damn it. You were totally aiming backwards.
You were warned. I told you.
Ah,
I told you that I would be more of a hindrance than a help.
it's
but
nonsense.
you didn't listen. Look at
It's
how well you're doing now without me to hold you back.
Nonsense. You're full of shit.
No, I'm incompetent at this game.
Everybody give Sandman 99 a round of applause.
Yeah, you know what? Anybody that's watched our series so far probably is going, yeah, he's totally incompetent at this game.
I mean, to be fair, I play this game at least once a year, and I've been doing it since it came out. It's like my favorite game. So, and I've beaten this game more times than I can count, mostly with the Warrior and nobody else.
So you're carrying around too much crap. Now you're going to have to go back to town again.
I'm not going back to town. I'm going to keep pressing on until I can get rid of this fucking large axe. Which is what I'd normally do. But we'll probably stop after we clear this floor, because I imagine we must be getting close to time now.
Oh yeah, we're at an hour 20 now.
There you go. I cleared 4 dungeon levels in an hour 20. That's not bad.
So we don't want to go too much above an hour and a half, because then it makes it so that we can't compress the file down to a reasonable size, right?
Well, not only that, but after an hour and a half here, like 4 dungeon levels worth of content, there's a stairs to town that I can take next time to be a shortcut.
Oh.
Assuming I don't just join this game on my laptop and hold it open with a laptop character. Oh wait, no, I can't do that because I chose direct cable connection.
Yeah, there's no point in doing that anyway.
So we'll just clear this game 4 levels at a time.
I totally was expecting you to just play it the traditional way, you know, as a single-player game.
With the save and load?
Yeah.
Nope, because actually, believe it or not, you can't conventionally access Nightmare and Hell difficulty without a bug in this game on the PC.
Yeah. Well,
I think they fixed that for the GOG release.
You explained what you were doing and why and all that kind of stuff, and that's fine, but, you know, like before you explained that, I mean, that's not what I was anticipating, right?
Yeah, there's just quirks. Like, lots of these old games, they have little quirks in them like that.
Yeah. Well, you know lots more things about this game than I ever did anyways.
I have forgotten more than I could ever tell
because I think I played it through once with each character type. And maybe a couple of times with each character type. But after that, other things came along that I got interested in, and this kind of fell by the wayside, right?
Whereas I was still playing this the whole damn time. And
yeah. Well, you know what? Maybe this is your Fallout 4, right?
Yeah. And I mean, like,
I know for a few years there, I probably missed a lot of things in the gaming world because I was playing Fallout 4, and that was all I played, right?
Yep. Well, for me, that was kind of Oblivion, and then also, as you know, I think I've mentioned on the channel before, I had a bit of a stint in competitive fighting games for a while.
Yeah. Under another pseudonym.
That's right.
I can remember that I was watching you play one day, and you logged on and entered one of those I guess, what are they called? Where you can join in the matches?
Those online lobbies?
Yeah. And somebody groaned and said, "Oh no, it's..." and then what your name was, right?
Yep.
Like you'd actually achieved enough notoriety that people knew who you were.
Yep.
And groaned when you joined because you just mopped the floor with everybody.
Well, I also used to go offline to tournaments and things like that and compete in those, and I was pretty good at that as well. I really enjoyed that. Actually, probably the thing I enjoyed most out of my entire gaming career, if you could call gaming a career, was playing people offline. I just loved the challenge of it. I loved fighting people. I loved the community aspects. I loved helping people.
Yeah.
Which is funny because fighting games tend to be very toxic communities where people tend to like do a little bit of like, you know, tit-for-tat bullying kind of thing.
Yeah. But
it never really bothered me. I have really thick skin, so that kind of stuff doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah, well, you know what? I tried out the online thing a little bit because I had a copy of one of those games too. I don't remember which one it was. And you know what? I decided that the online competition thing wasn't really for me because I'm not really good at those kinds of games anyways. And, you know, instead of, you know, like encouraging me or trying to give me tips or whatever, the people that were mopping the floor with me basically did nothing but taunt, right?
Yeah, well, you know, that's kind of just the way it goes.
And to me, you know, like...
I remember you would join in a server and then they'd beat up on you, and then I'd like join in a server and then I'd like beat up on them.
Yeah. Yeah, and they'd all groan when you showed up.
Yeah.
Because it's okay to dish it out, but it's not as much fun when you're receiving it.
The best part is, though, I never was a shit talker. I always tried to, like, offer people tips on, like, if you did this, you would be this much better. And
well, the thing is, though, you took that down to a science that most people don't, though, like frame counting and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
right?
well, I actually, because this was in a time before frame data was commonly available in most fighting games. Now, when you play a fighting game, the frame data is often available through the practice mode or something like that. But back then it wasn't, so you actually had to measure the frame data on your own and then use the frame data on your own. And I was actually one of the members of that community that measured the frame data.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I know it was pretty funny anyway. The reason I mentioned Siegfried at the beginning of this episode for your name for your character, because that was your favorite character, right?
Yeah, I was a Siegfried player.
And it was amazing. Like, he wasn't overly fast or anything like that, but he had all these shifty little sidestep moves, and what would happen is somebody would come charging across the screen at you, and you would just sidestep, like a very minimalist move, and then punish them, right?
Yep. Well, the best way to, I believe you said it to me once, the best way to avoid getting hurt is to avoid getting hit.
Yeah.
Alright, because you used to practice martial arts a long time ago. And that's what you told me.
Yeah, well, that's what the teacher said, too,
yeah,
right?
There you go.
The best way to avoid getting hurt is to not get hit.
There you go. Some things apply.
And we used to do some fun exercises, too, like 1 against 3 and stuff like that. And the object would be to move around and avoid their, like, practice avoiding their attacks.
Yep.
You know?
I imagine that must have been pretty fun.
It was. And I mean, it wasn't like super serious thing or anything. It wasn't, they weren't training us for sports competition. Like if you go to a taekwondo club or something like that, more often than not, they're almost teaching you how to
do Olympic taekwondo.
You know, like fight in tournaments and that kind of thing.
Oh, okay, yep.
You know, like they're almost training you in that direction.
Yep.
Whereas this was more of a traditional approach, I guess, and a recreational atmosphere, right?
Yep.
You know? And I did it for the exercise. I enjoyed it, and I also made some friends there, you know? And, you know,
Tainted.
Is that a red one? It sounds like it would be.
Okay, that would only affect other players if they were in the game.
Oh.
There are no other players in the game.
So it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
But what I found was that the people I met were nice people.
Yep.
You know,
yep,
like in that type of activity. And, you know, like...
just all around swell people to be around?
Yeah, you know, like I made friends with a few people from the club, and...
God, I'm so sick of seeing skeleton archers.
And it was also something to do, you know, a couple or 3 nights a week, right?
Yep.
You know?
Something to do after work.
Because I was single back then, instead of sitting around at home or whatever, like during the week, there isn't really a whole lot to do because you have to get up and go to work in the morning and all that kind of stuff, right?
Too much baggage.
And so that was the sort of thing you could go out and do a little bit of socializing with some people and still be home at a reasonable hour, you know?
Nothing wrong with that.
So that you could get your 6 hours or 5 hours of sleep that you needed to get before you had to get up and go to work in the morning, right? And it was also a good fitness activity, too, right? You know, back then I was a lot leaner than I am now.
Yep. Yeah, for me, I just mostly, I do the cardio thing, and I lift weights, and that kind of thing. That's all I do.
Yeah.
58 gold pieces. I'm getting to have quite the collection of gold, actually. I've got over 5,000 now.
Yeah. Well, that's going to take up some room, too. You're going to be going back to town to drop some of that now.
Yup, probably eventually, but...
Or trying to find something you can spend it on.
I'll probably be tossing gold at some point. Get over here. There's a staff of firewall sitting on the floor on dungeon level 3 that I probably want to go back up and pick up. But I'll do that off camera probably, so that people don't have to watch me do that. But I was looking at it earlier.
I totally missed that, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I should go pick it up on camera then.
No, it's okay.
Just to prove that it's there.
It's okay, I believe you.
Yeah, it was just a normal staff of firewall.
Of course, I'm looking at this from a lot further away than you are, too, so it's harder.
Oh yeah, and I still have the shrine list up on that other screen.
Yeah, you still have the shrine list up on my screen, so...
Whoops, my bad.
I can't see what's going on anyway.
There, that should solve the problem.
Yeah.
Damn, that was like 10 minutes of shrine list for you, wasn't it?
That's okay. I was busy chatting and talking about something else anyway.
There's a magic small shield there.
Oh.
Now we have to go back to town.
Yep. Because you have to get that shield ID'd.
That's right, because
So
it could be good.
it's not a shield, cursed shield of you're stuck with me forever and it's minus 30 to all attributes or something, right?
If such an item like that existed, oh god. No, it's plus 3 to all attributes.
Ooh.
Which is not bad at all.
Yeah.
It's actually going to replace this small shield. I'll sell that Saber Zest because it's junk.
Oh, what can I do for you?
Sell the small shield. We're going to keep the Bow of Fire just because we need a bow. Do you have a bastard sword for sale? You have hard leather armor for sale. That might be worth it.
You should see if he's got any decent magic items. You've got a fair amount of money accumulated now.
Well, the Bow of Accuracy ain't bad.
He's got a magical helmet.
Yep.
That looks like doesn't cost too much.
That axe, we don't really need that.
I don't know, it's life stealing. That's pretty good.
You know what? I'm thinking I'm gonna get this Sword of Brilliance.
Oh, why?
Because then I can read some books.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Specifically, I could read both of these books, actually.
Okay, well then I guess you better get it.
Mm-hmm.
Because then that way you won't have to carry those damn books around forever.
No, instead I'll be carrying this fucking sword around forever.
I know, but it doesn't take up as much room as the books.
True. And what do I have for a helmet right now? It might be worth getting that Helm of Zest.
What can I do for you?
No, it's not worth it. It's the same armor class. I'd have 16 more hit points, which would be nice. But we'll get the Sword of Brilliance first, because we want to start working on that right away. I'd love that Bow of Accuracy, but it's just too expensive.
Uh-huh.
We'll get the Sword of Brilliance, and that got replaced with an Axe of Structure, which is total garbage right now. Now I know both of those spells. Yay!
You have a lot of scrolls that you can't use right now, too.
I can use them with the sword.
Ah, okay.
Except for, like, that one and that one. Basically, I'm collecting Firewall and Stone Curse scrolls.
Yeah. What is that, a scimitar?
Yeah, it's a scimitar. It does 3 to 7 damage instead of 4 to 8. In fact, actually, it might be better off, because that's just +1 dexterity, it might be better off just using the scimitar from now on. Then I don't have to carry around extra crap. Yeah, we'll do that.
So the scimitar is basically a lightweight falchion.
That's right.
Or a falchion is a heavy scimitar.
That's right.
Depending on which way you want to look at it.
Oh yeah, and I wanted to buy some hard leather armor so that I could get a armor class buff. Besides that, my cloak is getting kind of busted up now anyways.
Whoa, what can I do for you?
Oh look, he's got a set of T61 power armor.
Ha!
Whoa, what can I do for you?
I wish. I wish.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. You know what? Maybe I should get that helmet anyways.
Whoa, what can I
Well,
do
if it's
for
not
you?
any better than what you got, why would you bother?
The +8 hit points.
Oh.
But then that'll be kind of a bitch when I
Yeah,
can't...
you'll spend all your cash, and then the next time you come back, you'll have a really good item, and you'll be 1,000 gold short.
Yeah, that's true. See, that's the thing about shopping. Once you start, you can never stop.
Yep. Shop till you drop.
Yep.
Or until you go broke. One or
Yep.
whichever comes first.
That's exactly the problem. So now I have the Spell-a-Town portal that I cannot cast yet because it requires 35 mana, and I have 23 mana.
Oh.
But we'll get there.
You're gonna have to work on your magic a little bit then, huh?
No, hell no. I'm just gonna wait until I level up. I gain 1 point of mana every time I level up. So by the time I'm like level 23, I should be able to cast that spell.
Oh. Never know. Maybe you'll find another book and it'll reduce the cost.
Yeah, that's true too, because it is a relatively common spell. And I need to pick up that large axe. And I suddenly have all this free inventory space again. Look at that.
Yeah, wow. You can pick up all kinds of useless junk again now.
That's right. All because I read those books. I went to school.
Yeah.
Oh, look, a scimitar.
Yeah.
In the barrel room.
There's always an exploding barrel in every group of barrels. Eh?
Yep, pretty much. There's a very high percentage chance that any given barrel you whack will blow up, actually. I don't remember what the exact statistics on it are, but it's a very high chance. Now I'm just kind of scanning the floor for items here.
Covered pretty well all this level now.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm just going to go back and grab that staff to see if I can find it, because I think it was up here in the main room. I recall I was running around in the north here when I was walking past it.
Oh, so you don't remember exactly where it is?
Well, it was kind of somewhere around here. In the north, while I was running away from Leoric and killing people and running away from Leoric. I think it was up here somewhere. Somebody remembers. By the time somebody remembers, this game will already be closed.
Yep.
And I'll be doing something else.
Well, you may have to conduct this search off camera then.
Yeah, I may have to. Just
because it looks like it might be a lengthy search.
Yeah, well, I thought it was over here. Fuck, now I can't remember where it was. Oh, wait, what was that? It's just a short bow.
Yeah.
Wait, what was that? I moused over something there. Warhammer. Fuck. Okay, I guess we'll conduct the search while I'm offline. So this is... Oh, look. Chest. See, it was worth coming back here.
Yeah, for that little pile of gold.
That's right.
Yeah.
Alright, so... And yes, until next time, I'm RecV5.
And I am Sandman99.
Have a good one. And I was totally wrong. That's a staff of lightning, not a staff of firewall. At least we got this Book of Holy Bolt.